I am the 5-Minute Professor, and I'm outside of my Tuesday night gig at Post Time, a lounge and cafe, and today's lesson is on polio. Now, polio, not just polio, really the vaccines for polio, which have very nearly wiped out infantile polio around the world. First deemed safe in April of 1955, Jonas Salk came up with an inactivated polio vaccine which could be injected into the small children that really benefited most from the vaccine. By 1961, they had come up with a weakened version which could be taken orally to help to stem the tide of infantile polio. In the 1930s, as many as 250,000 children a year were stricken with polio, and not everyone was suffered from the paralysis that went with it, including perhaps the most famous victim of polio, FDR. There are a lot of things which define polio, and one of them is being not in your 30s already. He was a grown-up when he developed his paralysis. It was probably a different but similar affliction. He probably didn't have polio, but he is incredibly tied to polio through history and the fact that he helped to raise money to do research to wipe out infantile polio. He did what was called the March of Dimes, and it is because of that that in 1946, when he passed away, he was put onto the U.S. dime. But again, he probably didn't even have polio. Now, children today benefit from the polio vaccine taken as young as 2 months old. Yeah, that's right. You start taking those vaccines at 2 months old. Now, around the world, there are some countries which have a sort of cultural problem with the vaccines, and as a result, it has not been wiped out across the world, and until it is, we need to continue to vaccinate all children. However, right now, Afghanistan and Pakistan are the only 2 countries in the world that are considered to be endemic countries to polio. It has been essentially wiped out in the rest of the world, and fewer than 500 cases of polio were reported in 2014. Perceptum, quispium, damnitium. Learn something, damn it. I'm the 5-Minute Professor, and thank you very much for listening to today's lesson. If you have any comments at all, please put them in the comments section down below. And of course, like it and subscribe to the channel. But most important, if you liked it, if you commented, and if you subscribed, tell your friends. Perceptum, quispium, damnitium. Learn something, damn it.